Tiff makes a damn good cake. Right, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, our scholars. Welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be answering your questions and your hurdles when it comes to streaming. And we're going to help out the world because maybe your question is another question that someone else has and a concern they may have. So let's get on with the video. So the other day I put out on all my social medias, on Twitter and Discord and Instagram, about any concerns or like hurdles and things like that that you guys are having with streaming. And then I thought I could do not a live video, I could do a YouTube video on answering that. And hopefully as well, when you watch this as well, there'll be maybe there's questions that you have that you didn't really want to ask or you're too nervous about asking. And these lovely kind people who have sent me some messages hopefully have those questions that you have as well. So before we start that, let's give all of our socials a little looky down there. We've got Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube and Facebook, and we post on all of these regularly. We're always putting up content on Instagram. We're always chatting on Discord as well. That's down in the description below. We're always on Twitter, always on all of them, just doing stuff. On Instagram as well, we've started to do some 3D renders for World of Warcraft, so if you're interested in getting yourself one, do check it out. If you like the work that I'm doing there, consider sending a message and maybe getting a piece of your work done for you yourself. As for Twitch, we go live every Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday from 7 till 10:30, mainly playing World of Warcraft, doing stream advice and playing The Last of Us at the moment because we're going to smash that game out, even if it means I'm going to cry. Anyway, let's answer some questions. I will put them up on the screen so you guys can see them, but we'll go through each of them and then we'll chat about them, and hopefully we all get to know things better by doing this. So the first one is from Joe R247. Lovely streamer, lovely guy. Do check him out. Or everyone who's been in this, I will link down below as well if you want to give him a watch at all. But he has said, finding the time to fit in all the admin, new overlays, making clips, sorting YouTube, socializing on Discord, Twitter, Instagram, and finally maintaining a job and family life. The actual streaming bit, that's the easy bit. Very, very true. Streaming, out of all of them, streaming is the easiest thing. Clicking and going live is the easiest thing to do. But let's obviously address how you balance all that time. There's a lot of things and it's tough. It really, really is tough. And again, I think it boils down to what you want out of this whole streaming thing. Do you want it to be like a part-time career, a full-time career? How do you envision your future on Twitch being? And then you can start kind of homing in on how to do all of them. If you want it to be a career, then the best advice I could give you is do it when you're asleep. I didn't mean when you're asleep. Do it when everyone's asleep. So if you want this to be like your long-term career, you want this to be something that you truly want to do, then when everyone in your house is asleep, you allocate an hour to you grinding it out, as much as I hate that word, and doing those clips, doing those overlays, and doing all of those things that you want to do as far as admin's concerned. As far as Discord is concerned, it's a bit of a touchy one because obviously Discord want you to be active and chatting and all that, but Discord is the biggest way that people will actually burn out as far as all content creation is concerned and socializing and networking is concerned. That is the one thing that's going to really, really burn people out because there's so many Discords out there. And I would say right now, look at your Discord list and pick your top 5 and leave the rest of them. I know it's hard and I know it's tough and some of them may be your friends, but also at the end of the day, most of these Discords, especially the UK Discords, actually all have the same people in them, just under different categories kind of things. They're all the same person, all in different things. Prioritize and think, where do you think you can put your time in best? As far as like Discord is concerned, what I often do for when I'm at work as well is I only actually talk on Discord first in the morning during my lunch break and for about 20 minutes after work, and then I don't really touch it an awful lot, and I try and maintain as much as I can, but Discord is a really, really hard one. There's that whole psychology understanding that people can only maintain a certain number of friendships, and that is true. That includes online friendships, and you can't push yourself to communicate and talk to people if you can't. And like I said, Discord is such a big burnout for a lot of people trying to get bigger on Twitch. And I would say, like I said at the beginning, prioritize your Discords and leave the ones that you can. Try and only have 5, if that kind of thing. I tend to only talking about 3 at tops. As far as like clips and all of that's concerned, I would say the best thing to do for clips is on your phone, download yourself InShot. It's a £3 app and it's been an absolute lifesaver. So what I often do, as soon as I finish a stream, I would do the highlights straight away, and then those highlights, I'll download them and send them to my phone. And then from here, I've got an outro sequence that I've created myself, and then all I have to do is very, very quickly pick a video, pick the outro sequence, and I can make it on here. And this includes transitions, texts, zoom ins, all of that work. And that makes clip creating and uploading one of the easiest things you can do. And I often do this on a lunch break. I often do it when I'm sat in bed first thing in the morning. If Tiffany's still fast asleep, I'll just be quickly doing them, making them. And it's something you can do on the fly, and it keeps your Twitch clips content coming out very, very regularly and a lot more consistently. And because you're doing it on your phone on an app, it actually kind of works quite nicely. So I'd say, as far as I'd say as far as making clips and content as far as that's concerned and maintaining social medias, I'd say download InShot, send all your highlights straight to your phone and do it like that as far as like clips making is concerned. But as far as YouTube content is concerned and overlays, dedicated time. So I only ever record videos on a Sunday, and I'll do it on Sunday between 9 and 10, edit it straight after, and then upload it, and that is my time done. And that way it leaves the day free, it leaves me to do other things and still see people and not lose out on that kind of like social aspect of that family life. I hope that has helped to a degree. Okay, next up we got Duranosaur, and this kind of just sounds like a more motivational piece, which is quite nice to have in the middle of this. Keep in mind that you won't see growth every single day. Stay consistent, network, and be an engaged member of your community. The growth will come. Very, very true. No truer words have been said. Be active, and then things will come with you. Right, next we've got a message from Pandaville saying, audio, getting mics to sound how I want, impossible. I feel you there. It took a good, I say, month of trial and error of trying to get this mic to sound how I want it. So this sounds different to how it does on stream because I've got two separate setups for recording for streaming. I would say don't overthink it. The quality of audio that you're hearing directly on your PC is going to be slightly different to what they're hearing on stream, only because of the way the encoding and uploading all that malarkey kind of work. So don't stress about it too much. I would say the most you want to do is download an equalizer software. So for example, I use Voicemeeter, which is in a video up here. Generally speaking, most mics, most USB mics, most AUX mic, very, very simply, if you put it in the bottom corner of the equalizer thing, I'll put an overlay here so I know what the hell I'm talking about. That is usually your sweet spot. You want it to be slightly bassier and slightly more muffled for it to kind of give this kind of sound effect kind of thing. Like I said, try not to overthink it. What they hear is different from what you hear in complete crisp overlay receiving sound. There's a lot of pre-made stuff out there. I'll put a link in the description. Gaming Careers, he's put out a pre-made voice equalizer for people to get the perfect sounding thing, especially if you've got I think he uses a Snowball or something, so it's pre-set up for one of those kind of mics. Right, next up we've got Niali from Twitter again. Fitting in, creating YouTube videos and editing them while working 50 to 60 hours in the week and trying to fit streaming in. It's a hard life to master, but it's doable, as many people have proven. That's a lot of hours that you work in a week. But no, definitely very, very true. Again, similar to advice to what I gave to Joe in the first comment, I would say if you're trying to look at doing YouTube content, either do it straight after stream or do it when everyone else is asleep. Again, it all depends on what you want as your overall goal for streaming. It might be that you put out one video every 2 weeks, but it's always 2 weeks and you spend 2 weeks editing that video. So you spread it out over doing 20 minutes per day for 2 weeks, and then on the second week you have that video to put out there. And for someone who's working 60 hours like yourself, that might be more beneficial because you might not want to be losing sleep if you're working so many hours. 2 week schedule is perfectly fine though. There's people out there who only upload like once a month and they're still massively successful. Thinking about D'Angelo, who does his spilling the tea. But it could be that you just do it every 2 weeks and you split that you do 20 minutes per day editing that video and getting it out there. And that also means you're going to actually have decent quality videos. So we've got a next message from Gina May, which is saying, I think the biggest thing holding me back from growing is being able to put myself out there. I've grown up with anxiety and streamers help me a lot with it, but I still struggle to get myself out there and promoting things for other people to see. I've also worried that I'm boring people or don't like the content that I make. Can't wait for the video. I would say for this one is if people aren't enjoying the content, then they're not for you kind of thing. And obviously people always say that you should tailor for your audience, but also your audience should be tailored for you. So for the content that you're making, it should be drawing in people who like that content and who like you anyway. So a lot of my viewers, half my viewers don't actually play World of Warcraft, but they still come back because they like the chat kind of thing. And that's a key thing here, is you want people to come to just like you, and rather than the content that you make. And obviously it's really hard because you've got to maintain a bubbly personality and a happy, outgoing, chatting thing for a good 3, 4, 5 hours when you're streaming. But I would say to help you with that and kind of get over that kind of bump of anxiety and not feeling confident in going live, I'd say, I think I mentioned this in the video before, but commentate your daily life as you're walking through your house, as you're walking around doing your daily jobs. Talk about it and talk to yourself about all of it. You can say it out loud, you can do it in your head, but be constantly talking to yourself throughout the day, being like, I'm gonna go to the toilet now, I'm gonna make me some food, yeah, that's some damn good food, that kind of thing. And I know it looks crazy, but it helps you in this streaming situation. It just means as well that you become adapted to being able to talk and make conversation out of literally anything. And with that obviously will then come viewers, and like I said, if they're bored of the content, then they're not right for you, because there are people out there. Twitch is a massive platform, and there will be someone out there who will like your content, and that's the kind of view you want. You don't want to be tailoring and making yourself into something that you're not. As far as promoting is concerned, I would say make sure you have an Instagram and Twitter and use that for your promotion platforms. Obviously put other content on there as well, be it screenshots, selfies, what you're thinking kind of thing throughout the day. But that's a good way to promote and not feel like you're bugging anyone, because they have to follow you in order to see it kind of thing. And that kind of takes away a bit of that barrier of, I don't want to feel like I'm pushing my content on people. As far as kind of promoting in Discord is concerned, I would say if you're worrying about kind of posting in Discord saying that you're going live, have a pre-made message that you can just copy paste and chuck straight into the going live page. That way it kind of distances you from the message, and it doesn't feel like you've actually written the message specifically for that Discord. It's just a generic one. This is what I do. So I make a pre-made going live thing on a document and then copy paste it into everywhere that I say that I'm going live. And from that, I've found that I've kind of disconnected myself. So that's quite a nice way of promoting on Discord. And like I said, with Twitter and Instagram, having posts on there, because they have to follow you. So you're not bugging anyone as far as those platforms are concerned. Right, up next, we've got Muses Ben. Lovely fella. Morning, buddy. So for your video, my biggest hurdle is always choosing the right games to play, getting the balance of what I enjoy playing and what makes sense to stream on Twitch. And I would say nothing's holding me back, but it's hard to make external content and stream, supporting others whilst working full-time, etc. But I'm working on that. So let me break that down. Choosing the right game to play. I'm going to put a link in the description below for a website that can help you decide games to play. So it was first found by Virtue, and he did a massive video on this. But basically, it looks at what you play, it looks at your viewership average, and then breaks that down into other games of the same genre, and it would say where it would put you best in ranking as far as viewership is concerned. I would say as far as choosing the right game, so that's a good way to decide what game to play if you can't think of a game. However, at the end of the day, you have to play what makes you happy. Like I said, I started playing Call of Duty at one point, and I like Call of Duty, but I wasn't good at it. And I wasn't enjoying it, and the viewers could see that, and you would see throughout the stream they would start dropping. And that's because they could see I was getting annoyed. And unless you're marketing towards a rage group, hashtag Raging Bean and Scott, then it's gonna affect your viewership, and people aren't gonna want to stay. So I'd say, like you're doing now, playing Metal Gear Solid, you have to play the games that you like, because your viewers will then see that on you. I know it sounds really weird, but they'll see you be happy. And then as far as the other stuff is concerned, so making content and supporting others whilst working full time. So unfortunately, they're kind of, with recent Discord life, there seems to be more and more pressure on people to give each other support. And at the end of the day, you don't, generally speaking, want streamers to be supporting your streams. You want viewers to be supporting your streams. And that's not me sounding ungrateful for the streamers that do support me, but they have their own lives. They have their own other content to create. They have their own streams to do. So it makes it a really hard balancing act for them to want to be able to do it. And then that ends up in you feeling burnt out. So I would say, as far as networking and supporting others is concerned, allocate a day to it. So I always do on Monday. So every Monday, I will go through a string of about 5 people that I watch, and I watch about an hour of each stream, or jump in and out depending on what their content is on that day. And that way it means I can support the ones who I want to support, and I don't burn myself out, because I know people generally speaking say do it 3 days a week, but in reality, if you're not doing this full time, you can't do the 3 days a week, and you can possibly only allocate 1 evening a week to it. But try not to put too much pressure on yourself for supporting others. And for the last point, what you said about creating content for the platforms, like I said, for all the other questions, allocate a day to it, allocate an evening to it, do 20 minutes every single night over a period of time, and release videos that way. It's the best way you can do it. And then lastly, we have Bubbly Plays. Lovely man, check him out. Hey amigo, I hope you're doing groovy. Just wanted to throw this out there for the video that are doing networking. Balance this around normal streaming hours, a full-time job, and watching others. Also, the use of other social medias, YouTube, and how best to relate the content to widen that audience. Hope this makes sense. So for this, it kind of briefly touches on the fact that, with the point I said briefly just a second ago. Networking, again, it all depends on how you want your streaming to look. Do you want this to be a full-time career? Do you want it to be a part-time career? Do you want it to just be a hobby? Because that will greatly affect how much effort you put into your networking. If you want it to be full-time, 3 evenings a week you have to be networking, 3 evenings a week you have to be streaming, which unfortunately is quite a crappy balance. So, but obviously that's for those who really want to go full-time with it. And with that, then I could say you can jump into streams of 100 viewers and integrate yourself in their community and start chatting with their community and become a part of theirs, so they eventually become part of yours, which is a technique that I learned quite a long time ago, which does work. It's just hard to maintain, because that's when you want it to go full-time. But as you know, and as I just previously said, doing networking on a dedicated day helps the best. Obviously, things like Discord, you can chat throughout the day. If you've got it on your phone, if you've got it on your work computer, you can chat throughout the day, and you can conversate with other people and other streamers. But that's the best way that you can do networking, is dedicate your days and your evenings to doing it. And like I said, if you've got Twitch on your phone, the best thing I would say to that is download it on there, get a headphone in, snuggle up on the sofa, and that way you're still present, but you're still being able to network then. And then as far as making content on other socials, and then best to relate the content to which to widen that audience, say you do want to try to connect the two, so you want to be doing things that you're not doing on stream on YouTube, but you also want your YouTube to relate back. So for example, we don't have a dedicated just chatting about stream support, but we have a day that we do stream support whilst playing games, and this channel was formed on advice and tutorials, whereas the Twitch is kind of based on playing games, but the YouTube kind of has both. So we have a lot of advice and tutorials on here, but then we have highlights dotted around, and then we have our day dedicated to stream support over on Twitch. So it's kind of one and the same, but they're different. So say you did a let's play on Twitch, you wouldn't want to do that exact same let's play on YouTube. You want it to be different. You could, this sounds completely bizarre, you could even do vlogs and stuff on YouTube. It's just another thing to get your content out there, and you do want each content to be exclusive to the platform. You want it to be part of the same bubble, but doing something different, so that if they're not watching you on stream for those 3 days, they know that on these other 2 days they can get different content from what they found on there, and then that kind of helps the growth, because then people see, oh, he's doing this on here, let's go check him out on Twitch, as well as the people on Twitch being able to go, you know what, let's go watch that content, I never get to see that kind of thing. Right, so to round that one all up, I hope I answered questions and helped those who may have had questions but didn't ask kind of thing. It's been a very fun video to do. I like doing this. We might do this again in the future and kind of do a what you wish you knew when you first started streaming kind of thing, because these videos are fun. I like them. But anyway, here all of our socials are flying by here: Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and our Discord is in the description below. Give those a follow. We post on there very, very regularly. We go live on Twitch every Tuesday, Wednesday, Sunday from 7 till 10:30, and we have an absolute blast playing World of Warcraft, doing community events, and playing The Last of Us at New Cry. So until then, either catch you on one of those socials or see you in the next video. Bye.